Good morning, everyone, and just coming at you with another episode in the How to Build Your Portfolio series. Okay, so today the topic we're going to be looking at is entry points for players. 2 seconds. So, at the moment, guys, we've had summer media madness kicking off, and there'll be a lot of player movement upwards and downwards and everything in between. Okay, now any players that you've been tracking, and we've done a video before on the importance of tracking players, so I'm not going to rehash that too much. Okay. But when you're studying the market and you're watching out for some players and you're waiting on that kind of entry point for you to go and buy yourself into, there's a couple of key things you need to understand. Okay, number one is the potential yield that someone is prepared to offer in terms of their ability to capture dividends for you in any of the fashions that you see. Dividends. Any of the fashions you see here: media days, match days, IPDs, media madness, all this type of thing. Okay. So that's the first thing, is the potential to earn them for you. Okay. Now the potential for them to earn these things and then actually achieving these things will 9 times out of 10 move their price on the index. Okay. Now before you jump in and buy somebody, you need to know, number one, that you're buying at a safe position where they're not just going to fall off a cliff, and it's a good springboard for you to go and make some profit on them from an IPD perspective, as well as any kind of capital growth or anything like this. Okay, so there's a little thing I want to highlight to you here. I'm going to call it the double dip. Okay, so what we're looking for, right, is players, and I'm just using Bergwijn because we've got him in the people's portfolio, so I've been watching him a little bit, and he was on the screen there. Okay, but players after they have a significant rise. Okay, so if you check from this point here, and he's about 130, 133, and he pops all the way up to 155 within a really 2-week period there, so a significant period of growth. Okay, so from there, the back end of April to now, as you can see here, we've had that nice little double dip down. Okay, so what that shows me is, we're in the middle of a nice little treble dip out. Okay, so what we're seeing, okay, is even when people, these spikers, the guys that are jumping on for the spike, some of them anyway, they get on and they get off. Okay, so they've got on and they've realised it's not going to continue exponentially, or they've hit they might have bought at 133 or 140, they get it to 150, they're happy to sell, whatever it might be. Okay, but then when those people sell and they move out, what that then reveals to you when you hit this kind of rock bottom period here, it goes back to that 132 kind of level. Okay, that's the level he was at before the big kind of rise up. Okay, where he'd had some nice gradual growth building up to there, and that really highlights to you what the core customer base is for that person, if you like. Okay, then again, something maybe happened in the news, he's been linked to someone, whatever, he pops up to 145, and then slowly but surely the gravy train catchers, or the ambulance chasers, whatever you want to think of them as, slowly die off, and then again we return back to that kind of 130 level, 135 in this case. And then again, we have a nice period of growth. We got all the way back up to 148. And then we're starting to peter out now for the last couple of days between 147 and 142, we'll call it. Okay. So that then highlights to me somebody at Bergwijn, for example, at the kind of below 140 mark is a safe person to buy. Above 140, you still have an opportunity for growth, certainly on the previous month, as well as the overall pre-established ceiling on the guy. But we then also have the market growth and different things happening. The situation might change, you might materially change, move to somebody in a better league, whatever it might be. Okay, so there's a double dip there with Bergwijn. We'll see if we can find another one. Jovic might have one for us. So, no, not quite. I think there was somebody else I wanted to kind of highlight his as well, and this might even been, let's see, the increase list. Let's see who's here. Who was I thinking of? Oh yeah, Pulisic. Pulisic is somebody who spoke about before in the transfers that's already completed video. If I can find him, we will talk about him. There he is. Okay, cool. So Pulisic has been through a similar kind of position here. Over the last 3 months, he's had a lot of growth down to the Chelsea transfer and all that type of thing as well. As you can see, he's had a little dip down to 183, a big spike up, a little dip down, and then slowly people have assessed the situation, sold, and he's been back down to like 185, 180, I think I seen about 184 at one point. Yeah, there we go. And he's slowly creeping back up. Okay, so based on this, we can see that, at least on that, it depends how you want to analyze this. Okay, I would analyze this as from here 196 to here has been one dip. okay. So we've already had the first dip with him, okay. Now he might just continue to rise back up before he dips again. He might get all the way back up to 195 and then move backwards a little bit, depending on what happens in the real world and what he does media wise, press, interviews and whatever else. But we still know that he's got previous of bottoming out at 183 before a big spike. The come down from the spike was gradual because it has inherent value already, and then we see the further slump down to that 185 mark before we see the recovery. So again, I know buying Pulisic now at mid 180s is a good safe position to be in, and anything really below 190 is still a decent position to be buying at, because he's got that continued gradual growth over the period we've had him or been watching him for. Okay, Donny van de Beek, we've had a nice big plateau out there at the bottom, which we like to see as well. Not really that double dip that we're looking for. There was somebody else, it was maybe Guedes? Yeah, Guedes, okay, cool. So Guedes has had a nice big spike off of Europa League performances, dividend captures and whatever, and then he's dropped right down to like the 97, 95 pence mark, made a little bit of a recovery back up to £1, had a massive shoot up to 117 again for one reason or another, and then he's been hovering around this 99p to £1 level, 98p, 98p. So again, this tells you that he has a very stable base at 98, 98, 99 pence a pound, you know, that, you know, you can safely buy into, and you know he's not really going to drop too far below that, okay. A player in a similar position at the moment is Barella, who's down at 98 pence, and again we can see that he's been slowly dipping out gradually, but once he's dropped below that £1 mark, you can see there's a wee dip there down at 97 pence, and he's quickly recovered and he's not really moved beyond that, okay. But again, this is still on the first big dip. We've not had a real recovery to double dip, okay. So these are the type of things we're watching out for. These players that have dipped once, how far do they dip, when do they recover, how far do they recover back to, and then do we see any evidence of a safe entry point, okay. And then once we identify that, Werner should have one, definitely, yeah. So Werner, again, has shown us over the last 3 months that he's had a massive big spike up to £2, and then since then he's been kind of floating between that 213. Didn't last long. I was holding him at that point. Let's just call it 204, 206, and 94 pence. He's been floating in between there for the last kind of month or so, okay. So you can see he dips down, makes a nice big recovery, dips back down again, and then that second little dip we've probably had, once we get back up there, because that double dip has been quite close proximity to one another, this second attempted recovery, people have then probably dropped off on him because they're just like, it's not going the way I want it to, and then we've seen this great slide out towards the bottom after that double dip. So this is somebody who we would want to be potentially keeping our eye on for the signs of any further growth or whatever as well. But again, as you can see over the last 3 months, that big spike he's had there has attracted a strong base of customers to him, which means any return to that 170 level is more than likely going to take some sort of significant change in the real world, or a big player or two that are holding him just change their mind to change their strategy on him. But again, as you can see with some evidence here, that being around that kind of mid-90s level is fairly safe, and the prices at the now could become very appealing if his recovery kicks back in and he gets close to that £2 mark again, which he is individually a player you would suppose you would see around that kind of level. And again, you can see the same with Yuri Tielemans. He's had a nice big spike up to the £2 mark, and then when he's been coming back off that, he's been coming down to 184, made a recovery, and then the second dip down has not been as deep because people are holding him now for longer. He's made that recovery, and then he's kind of plateauing out between this level he's at the now. So again, we know he's in a fairly safe position, but if he did return to like 188, 190, then you know it's in a really solid position for you to be jumping on. Even if he did slide down a little bit further, like Werner, then you know he's got that solid core of customers to be bouncing back on, okay? So before you buy somebody, guys, especially in this volatile time, it's important you're tracking, looking for that evidence of a nice little double dip out where you know there's a solid base of customers there, so you don't buy somebody and then quickly have it turn into the red. There's nothing better than looking at your portfolio, and if everything's in green, it's the best feeling on Football Index, guys, okay? So thanks a lot for tuning into the video today. A little bit of a ramble, but we're kind of trying to highlight to you a couple of situations, a double dip. We spoke about the plateau before, but situations where you're identifying that they're in a strong position for you to buy into, and you then know that your money is going to be going and working for you, and it's as little of a gamble as possible. Okay, guys, if you're new around here and you like the content, like, share, subscribe, retweet, guys, all that good stuff. Stay out of trouble, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care. Bye bye.